just pay attention to my father.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Spoken Voices. We hope that everyone is doing well. We hope that everyone is enjoying their lives. And we hope that those who love winter is happy because we can't seem to get rid of it. We're at the end of March and it's freezing outside. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm waiting for this weather to warm up. But until then, we'll keep you company for a while. Today's guest is Miss Maygan Simone Brooks. And disclaimer, she's our daughter. So like we always try to do, we try to have entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs on the show to give a little insight on how they started, what they're doing, and how they're doing stuff to really change the perception of what young people can do. And we're really glad to have Maygan here today. Hey, Maygan.
Hi, Dad.
How are you?
Doing good.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. I want you to tell the people about yourself. What do you do? How are you, and how do you feel that you're doing something a little bit different than the norm?
Okay. So my name is Maygan. Born and raised in New Haven, Connecticut. I'm 24 years old. I grew up in the beauty industry. I grew up with my mom doing natural hair and always grew up learning about beauty. So that was my go-to since I was about 14 years old. So I started with doing makeup at 14 and carried it on until now. And then I started lashing when I was 20, going on 21. So I've been doing lashing for a little bit, but makeup has been my first true love, first true passion. So I've always been in that beauty industry.
So you're how old now?
24.
24, you're an old person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
Say you're old now, so yeah, so you've been doing this for quite a while. No, you just really started out. So when did you, because I asked your brother this too, when did you realize that a traditional education, going to college, because you did a little college.
A little bit.
You did a little college. You like I was laughing with Nathaniel too, and I was telling him how he did about the same amount of time in college and I did, and then I realized that that wasn't my thing. When did you find out that college was not really the thing for you? That you would probably be wasting our money if you continue going to college.
Perfectly fine.
Right?
I think I realized I had never been like an honor student at school. Like it wasn't my thing. You know, I've always been the one to kind of lose focus a little bit.
Yeah.
When it came to like academics, so I
Do you know the reason why? Why didn't it hold your interest that much?
I don't know. I think that I thought that being business smart and business savvy was like all I knew from you and my mom. And I didn't see anybody else going to college and doing these doctors, and you know, I saw my family making money, started from the bottom up and really pursuing something that they really cared about. So it was never like a real interest to me to be book smart, which I am.
Right. But I was going to say, don't let the people say that you can't read.
Yeah, no,
you can read.
I'm very good.
Yeah.
I'm like very good.
Right.
But I think after high school, I went to community college for like a year. But I just couldn't stay focused. I took a couple business courses, and like I was interested in that because it was about business and how to grow. So, you know, I had good grades for the time I was at community college, but I didn't feel like putting in, because at that time I started working too. Putting in the money to keep going to something that I wasn't enjoying, that wasn't making me happy, and I felt like I wasn't growing from. So after my first year of college, I went back for a little bit of my second year, and then I was over it. and then just started, came up with a game plan to show
Right.
you a mom, and wanted to just be in the business industry.
I remember that time. I remember talking to you and having conversations with you when you were in school and you were in the library, and you would tell me that the stuff that you were looking for, you were being in the library looking for a job and stuff like this. And I remember the conversations going something like this: I don't know if I really want to do this. And I always encouraged all of y'all to basically do what you want to do with your life, because you have to be happy. Am I right?
Right.
You have to be happy, because even if you had gone and studied to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, I think that if it wasn't a passion,
Right.
if there's no passion, there's no fire behind it, you're gonna probably do a good job, but you're not gonna love it every day you wake up.
Right.
What you're doing now, right? Do you love it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
And why? Why is it so important?
Like I said, I grew up in the beauty industry, so I grew up seeing my mom really take care of people
Yeah.
and make sure that they were okay and that they felt good about themselves. And I love to see the beginning of them coming in and not feeling as great,
Right.
walking in and then feeling like they look like the best they could ever look after they left. So I've always adored that and wanted to give people that same type of feeling when they came to me. So I always loved the fact that I could do that for people. Like, I can start doing makeup from start to finish, and by the time they left, they were like, I can't believe I look like this. So yeah, or doing lashes, and they can't believe they look like that.
Right.
So that's always been my main thing, and that's why I think I'm so passionate about it. It's for the care of other people.
Right.
Yeah.
So moving forward, you have, I know we talk about what plans you have of expanding and making it bigger and taking on more responsibility in your business, to open up your own business. How important do you think it is to be, especially a young black woman, to be an entrepreneur, to be able to bring people in that starts just like you started, but to be able to bring them in and teach them too? How important do you think is that in our community?
I think it's extremely important. I've watched, again, my mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, but she's such a big influence in my life. So
your mother's gonna look at this and say she's talking about
me the whole time, right?
The whole
but
time, right.
It's out of love, and she knows that that's kind of what made me,
Right.
Between you and her, made me who I am. So seeing her build a business in a predominantly white neighborhood,
Yeah.
20 years ago, and still having the same business to today.
It's been longer than that, hasn't it?
Well, longer than 20 years, for sure. But we're just, around parking it. But for a very long time, and has not moved, has only upscaled her business in phenomenal ways. So that's such an inspiration to me, and I feel like as a black woman, that's something that you inspire to be and look at, and something that is trickled down to me just by affiliation, that she sees that I'm so passionate about it.
Right.
I see that I'm passionate about it, and it's something that I want to continue and expand. I don't see myself just being in Connecticut my whole life, but I do want to carry the business around the world.
Right. How do you think that you can help other young women aspire to do something different, to not do the norm?
Yeah.
Because I think, again, go back to people that, kids that don't have direction. You were fortunate to have us as parents, and it's not patting myself on the back, but I always believed it.
Yeah.
I believed in all the kids. And there are a lot of people, a lot of women out here who don't have that support. That parent or grandparent to say, no, you ain't thinking like that.
Right.
You do what you need to do. And we were always me, your mom, your stepmom, we always pushing you guys to go and do something different. And how do you think that, what can you do actually to get other kids to come in, young women like yourself, younger than you, to come in and start thinking outside of the box? Because I think that's important. It's great that you do it, but I think the measure of a person is how they help other people.
For sure. I actually did a class. I worked for a high school, like an after-school program.
I remember.
Yeah, with young girls who like didn't really know what they wanted to do, and kind of taught them the basics of how to do makeup, and not only that, but like just knowing their self-worth and what they're capable of doing, whether that's being a doctor or a lawyer or not wanting to go to school, not knowing if that's something that they want to do, but being proud of who they are regardless. And I think that was a big moment for me too, like to be who I was in the moment. At that time, I was working like 3 jobs plus doing makeup and so like just showing them who I was, being vulnerable with them, and then having them open up to me was like big. And I know I touched a lot of young girls' hearts who like still to this day would be like, I'll post something on my makeup and people will repost me, and some little girls will be like, I remember she used to teach me, I love her. And that's like a great moment for me, because I feel like I was able to hold something in their heart for them. So I think that I'm able to inspire just by being who I am and being vulnerable and expressing, like, you know, it's not easy, but it's worth it if it's something that you really want to do.
I mean, and not to take credit for anything, because I hate doing
it's
that.
Okay.
But you're a lot like me, and being vulnerable, and it's just being truthful. It's just being true to who you are, and I've always admired that about you. Is that you don't hold back. You don't figure, you know, at a certain point you go, okay, let me just say what's going on, and if I need help, I'll ask for help. And it's important for everybody, a young woman, to understand that's always okay to ask for help. You don't have to be the strongest person in the room all the time, because sometimes there are things that you don't know that you can get advice for and to move yourself forward. You know, me, we have combined 4 boys, in the family. You're like the only girl, and you're the baby girl, right?
But I'm the oldest mentally.
But, you know. that is totally, that was not right.
But it's true.
But me and Mom, you know, we say that you're the trendsetter too, and you and Brandon, you know, and we love the other ones. But the other ones, you know, had to learn. But the thing about being the youngest is that you see, you can see what's going on in your older brothers' lives and going and pick and choose
what you want,
what you want, what's good, what's not good, and you go, okay, I ain't doing that. Oh wow, that was really cool. I'm gonna try that too. You know, and that's the great thing about being the youngest. And how does it feel? How does it feel being the only girl and having 4 brothers?
I love it, because I still feel like I'm in charge.
Really?
That's only because I'm cared for a lot more than the average. I know that, you know, I'm always going to have people to have my back. And I'm always going to be that protector too. Of them and myself.
Does it get annoying when they try to get in your business though?
Yeah, but like it probably was more annoying when I was younger. Now I don't, you know, it is what it is. This is my life and
I'm living it.
And you're just gonna have to deal or not deal. And I think that they respect that a lot more now, because they're older and they're like, oh, all right,
whatever.
Like do you just make sure you're good. And vice versa. So I like it. I think I like it a lot more now that I'm older than when I was younger. But it's nice.
Well, all you guys are doing something though, May.
Yeah.
You know, all you guys are doing something outside of the norm. There's you guys, you know, you may have your little side thing that you do that's regular stuff and whatnot, but all you guys are entrepreneurs. All you guys, you got the oldest Andrew. He's a DJ. He's a bar and he's a stylist. And then Adam has his clothes. Nate has his the music and the detailing, and Brandon is a contractor. I mean, how did you think that came about? Because I look at it sometimes as a father, and I take a step back and I look at it and go, wow, what did we do so right
to make
everybody think outside of the box?
I think it had a lot to do with the pandemic too. Because everybody was kind of like out of a job or like getting unemployment and really had time to think about like what is our next steps in life. You know, like what are we about to do to make our lives continue and like be better. Like at least for me, like I know like I was like, all right, I was working at a car dealership as a receptionist, and I was just like, I was the only black girl there, and I hated it. You know, even if sometimes it might not be a racist thing, or you just, with everything that was going on, it automatically felt like that. You know, it automatically was like, I feel like the oddball out here.
But
like,
it's never good. It's never good being the only one. Like because even in a situation where if you were the only woman. Right.
Same difference.
It's the same. You're always going to have that angst about being the only
person.
Person there. Yeah. So I can dig it. I understand.
Yeah. So I think that like telling myself, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm gonna figure it out. And coming home and being like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work out for me.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, like, you know, and a lot of stuff was going on at that time. I was going through like a real difficult time with the transition of leaving my mom's and, you know, just moving around a lot. It really like just put a lot of things in perspective for me and what I wanted to do. And I had to like get it together and like have a game plan and like what I wanted to do. And I knew like lashes was like a really good field to be in, and still is. Like same with makeup, like learning more, being more available, like these are things that people want and need, and kind of just pushing myself with that, you know. And granted, like I still had little jobs on the side, but like this was my main income, and it worked out because I was so passionate about it. So
I noticed that when you did Belle's eyelashes, it's really intricate. You know, it's really something that you have. First of all, you got to have a steady hand.
Yeah.
And it's delicate in how you do it. And I look at it and I'm going like, wow, she can really actually do this really good. What made you decide to do that though? Because it's not easy. It's a thing where you need your clients. You're going to have to put in the legwork. You're going to have to put in the hours to build up your clientele and stuff. What made you do eyelashes though? Because I find that to be so, like, it's almost artistic. With your hand, you can't be nervous when you're doing it.
Yeah, I think because I am a makeup artist, I already had steady hands. You know, I was able to do creases and. You know, I had that ability. I'm grateful for. So like, I saw an opportunity where lashes, they make a lot of money. So I'm like,
and it's always about the money.
Yeah, you know, besides people looking good, like it's really good income.
Live.
It's really good income. It's something that you could create a real life for yourself just by doing this and then teaching other people how to do it. So like, it just seemed like a really good financial idea for me, like to add on to my business, like because my business is just not, you know, makeup, and that's why it's MSB Beauty Essentials, because it's about all the things that you need. And so like I continue to progress myself and make myself grow with different things, eyebrows, facials, everything, you know, and really like give people a little bit of everything, so this is like a one-stop shop.
Of course.
With a person who really cares about your well-being and what you need and what you want. So eyelashes is like a big thing at the time, still is to this day, like really big. A lot of people love getting them done. A lot of people still wear their mask on and they still want to look good. And their eyelashes is their number one thing that people are
because they see, you see the eyes.
It's the number one thing that people are looking at. So it's really important for me to, you know, again, like make people feel good about themselves. So
MSB Beauty Essentials, right? How big do we want to get?
On top of the world.
How big do we want to go with this?
Everybody's going to know that name. For sure. I'm going to make sure of it.
So that's your goal. You want to be international. You want to expand.
Yeah, like my end goal is to teach, you know, to have products, and to just keep growing. I want to teach girls how to do what I'm doing. I want to teach girls how to create a business for themselves. Like that's like the end goal for me. And I think I'm at the right point in my life where I can do that. So I'm still learning. I still am always going to learn about new things. I still want to enhance myself as much as I can.
Right.
So the name kind of speaks for itself. Like, it's made to
It
grow.
is, you know, and I noticed, like, when you did Mom's eyelashes, I noticed that when I went into the area, your space, right? It's an experience. It's not cookie cutter. It's not you're going into this bland place and you're sitting in a chair. You actually, it's an experience. With the music, the spa smell, and just the ambiance of your place. It's really, to me, if I were to go to a place like that, and I would constantly go back because it's not, again, it's an experience. It's not just someone going to get their makeup done, their eyelashes, and then you're kicked out the door. They're pampered.
Right.
You know, and
You get your money's worth.
I think that you do such a great job at doing that.
Yeah.
And I know that you will expand and whatnot. And all it is, and most of the time, is what? Networking, right?
Yeah.
It's word of mouth.
Word of mouth, networking, social media platforms, everything. You know, I gotta expand myself as much as possible.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really into the Zen, peaceful love.
Yeah.
You know, like plants and stuff like that. So that's what my area is
Right.
I want to make you feel calm, comfortable.
Right.
If you want to go to sleep, you can go to sleep.
Right.
You know,
Just
if you want to
don't bat
talk,
your eye, right?
yeah, don't open your eyes.
Right.
But if you want to have a conversation, talk about things that you don't necessarily get to talk about,
Yeah.
I want to be that person. You know.
So it's almost like a personal relationship when you go in, and you go in and
It's a
get something
therapy
done.
spa day.
Yeah.
If you want it to be.
You know what that does, though? That makes people really want to come back. You know, and say, you tell them, how long is it, though? Do they last?
So the lashes last 2 to 3 weeks, and then you come back every 2 to 3 weeks to get them refilled. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you figure that if you make somebody anticipate those 2 or 3, that like 3 days after they get it done, and now they're thinking about, okay, in 2 weeks I got to come back, and what a great feeling this was. So let me come back again. Well, know what they do too is they say, well, let me tell my friend.
Yeah.
When their friends see it, their sister, their mother, or whatever, sees it, who did your eyelashes?
Right.
Wow. You know, because people, I think a lot of people still feel it's the ones that you buy and glue on.
Yeah, the strip.
And then you just, the strip that you take off. They don't realize what goes into it.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's
it's-
each individual. And it takes how long?
It takes about 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 hours, 30 minutes, give or take.
But again, we go back to what we just said. It's a 2 or 3 hour experience.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, it's
Go
like
through the
being,
process.
I don't know how many people go to the spa,
Yeah.
but I've been to a few. And I tell you what, I went to one in Jamaica, right? And I left out of it. It's like I wanted to turn back around and go back in because you feel so relaxed. You feel, your body feels relaxed. You mentally feel relaxed. And that's what I think we need now
Yeah.
with this pandemic thing and whatnot. And going back to that for a quick second, didn't the pandemic teach you that nothing is forever, right? Because there are I know there were people who were talking about not having jobs anymore and how their jobs closed, or they couldn't go to work because they couldn't go into the thing and we didn't know what was going on. But you guys kept going. Those who had their own business in the beauty industry, the carpentry, all that stuff, they kept going because people want to still look good. And when your stepmom's over there making silly faces on me, when you see that and you know that you're in an industry that was touched, but not as much.
Right.
You know, it's a beautiful thing. And know what they always say? They always say that the eyes are the window to the soul. And if you have, like even with the mask on, if your eyes are beautiful, everybody still looks at you, even though your face is covered.
Yeah.
It's been a heck of a year,
Yeah.
May. It's been a heck of a year, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You know, I'm so proud of all of you guys. And, you know, and I always say this is the thing. If you have a child and you see that they have a talent, you have to nurture that talent. You have to stay behind it. And it may be something, because I have no idea. You know, I'm a guy. You know, I like sports and all this other stuff. And so when Maygan told me that she wanted to do this, I had no clue. I really didn't have a clue on what she's doing. But, you know, as we always do, you know, we always have your back.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. And I always tell you, use it. You know, and use it in a positive way.
Yeah.
Because you know the other way, right? How people use people having their back.
What?
They use them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. No.
I'm okay without that.
Yeah, that's one thing I never had to worry about you guys. It's like, yeah, you know, I don't feel like going to work today.
Yeah.
Y'all are the workingest kids I've ever seen in my life. Y'all put in the time. And, you know, we are so proud of y'all. You know, it's one of the greatest things that we can look at and say that we're a part of it. You, your boys and you, we say, wow. You know, we can look at our children and say, you know, whatever they're doing, they put 110% behind it. They're up every day. Nobody's laying in the bed all day. Even if, you know, you have a slow day, you're out.
Yeah.
You're out. I got to figure something out. I'm going to go over here and do this.
Yeah.
Even if it's like fixing the, thinking of something about the shop. You go, well, if I'm not doing that right now, I can fix this. I can make this even better and whatnot. You know, and again, I can't tell you how proud I am and how much I love you.
Love you too.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. We're at the end of the show, and as usual, as I always say, man makes plans, God smiles. We hope you enjoyed this show. And again, we do things to inspire. We do things to make you think, to give you a different perspective on what you can do. And we hope that we bring that to you every week. And thank you again. And thank you for joining us at Spoken Voices. Have a good night.